Tonight on Global Focus, a diplomatic flashpoint reignites. Iran's supreme leader has dismissed Donald Trump's latest demands for surrender, calling it a sign of desperation. In a dramatic rebuttal, Trump declares America's patience has run out. We break down what this means for geopolitics, the nuclear deal, and the delicate power balance in the Middle East. Tensions between Washington and Tehran have been a defining feature of Middle Eastern geopolitics for over 2 decades. But under the Trump administration, these tensions escalated into outright hostility. From withdrawing from the 2015 nuclear agreement to imposing crippling sanctions on Iran's economy, Trump's maximum pressure campaign sought to bring Iran to its knees. Instead, it recalibrated its regional strategy, reactivating uranium enrichment programs, deepening its ties with non-state actors in Lebanon, Syria, and Yemen, and challenging U.S. influence in Iraq. Each side accused the other of bad faith, and the shadow of military confrontation never seemed too far. Former President Donald Trump, in a televised speech during a political rally in Florida, claimed, quote, "The Iranian regime has only one option left: total and unconditional surrender. America's patience has run out." He framed Iran as a threat to global peace, hinting that a future Republican-led administration would not shy away from using force to curb its nuclear ambitions. Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was quick to respond, defiantly. In a rare public address translated by state media, Khamenei stated, quote, "The Islamic Republic will never surrender to an enemy's bullying. Trump's threats are the cries of a declining empire." This statement was accompanied by footage of Iran's latest military drills and renewed vows to expand its missile program, a direct rejection of Washington's demands. For Trump, the hardline rhetoric plays well with his base, particularly evangelical voters and defense hawks who view Iran as a central adversary. It's also a means of differentiating himself from the Biden administration's attempts at diplomatic re-engagement. For Iran, defiance is survival. Khamenei's public stance is intended to project resilience to domestic audiences suffering under sanctions and economic hardship. It also sends a message to regional allies, from Hezbollah in Lebanon to the Houthis in Yemen, that the Islamic Republic is still standing strong against Western aggression. But beneath the posturing lies a dangerous truth: both sides have dramatically reduced communication channels. With diplomacy eroding and military assets deployed across strategic hotspots, the risk of miscalculation is growing. The European Union called for restraint and warned that escalation helps no one. Russia, which has grown closer to Iran since the Ukraine war, issued a carefully worded statement urging the United States to return to diplomacy. China, Iran's key trading partner, criticized what it called Washington's hegemonic posturing. Meanwhile, Israel has increased aerial surveillance and military readiness, fearing that heightened rhetoric could trigger real-world provocations across the region. If this verbal standoff escalates into action, the impact would be felt globally, from skyrocketing oil prices to destabilization in Iraq and Syria. A military confrontation, even if limited, could unravel the fragile balance of power in the Gulf and trigger waves of migration, economic disruption, and potentially a broader regional war. At the heart of it all is a central question: can diplomacy survive in a climate dominated by political bravado and ideological rigidity? Trump's comments were designed to provoke. Khamenei's reply was calculated to resist. What remains unclear is whether cooler heads will prevail before red lines are crossed.